Hello everyone. For the tutorial of NSTextView today, I'm going to highlight the text within our text view with different colors when I'm moving the mouse on top of it so that it can highlight for the current character, word, and the line, which is the paragraph of the current position. Let's start with it. First of all, since I'm going to highlight the color based on the mouse hover and its current position, thus I'm going to override a method about mouse moved so that I can keep track of the event of the current mouse when it is moving on top of the NSTextView. So I'm going to have this as the mouse events, and then override the mouse moved method. To start with, we can simply print the event.location in window to take a look on the current values showing up for the NS point provided by the event. As you may remember, the coordinate system on Mac OS X would be from the bottom left. So when I start here, the value is the minimum value for X and Y. When it goes up to the top of this text view, the Y coordinate increases. We want to revert the coordinate system back to starting from the top left. What I could do is to convert the points here with the event.location window, the NS point provided by the event, and set from view to new. As you can see from the convert point documentation here, when I provide the view as new, the method converts from window coordinates instead. Let's try to print this point here again. Now, by moving over the NSTextView, on the top left, it starts with the minimum value of the X and Y, and then it goes to bigger values when I move towards the bottom right. Also notice that the corner of the text view right now will be 0, 0 instead of calculating the value of the margin here. We need to convert like this because when we start typing here, we want to have a precise mapping to the current character index in the later part of today's tutorial. Here, in order to play with the conversion from the coordinate, the NS point, to the character index, we need to make use of two objects within NSTextView. One is Layout Manager, the other is Text Container. Both of them are provided already as an optional value in the NSTextView properties. In order to make it easier to use, I would also use if let to make sure they are having the objects already, and also when I start coding, I don't need to unwrap it every time in every piece of the code. So what I could do is to if that for layout manager and then for test container. Just in case the layout manager or the test container is removed, the code inside won't be run, and thus it will not trigger any kind of execute back access errors, meaning the object is deallocated or being new. And then to start with, we want to know the current index. We can make use of the layout manager, and there is a method glyph index for point. Point here we can provide the point we converted previously, and then provide the test container as the second parameter. What it does is to get the information, the current glyph index of where the point is located. Glyph here refers to a certain range of characters within the current NSTextView, and in this case, it will show the starting index of the current glyph, especially when I provide the NS point. It is literally showing the character index. I'm going to store it to a variable glyph index here. Now we have the glyph index, in this case the character index, and I want to highlight this particular character when the mouse is within the rect of this current character. So basically, as you can see, like this is a character, it has a rect, so I only want to highlight that character when the mouse is still within this rect's position or the frame. So first I want to take the rect of these glyph index using another method from the layout manager. I will store it as glyph rect and use layout manager dot bounding rect for glyph range. The range here is provided as NS range. Location starts with the glyph index, and it has one character of the length. Again, for the second parameter, I'm going to provide test container. To have a better check of it, I can make use of the NS point in rect function to see whether the current point is still within this glyph rect. If it is, I'm going to show the highlight color to this character. This can be done using layout manager dot add temporary attributes. Notice that when you call add temporary attribute or add attribute, there are two types of methods. One is without the s, meaning you could only set one attribute at a time, or you could provide a dictionary to the method with s. Dictionary can store multiple attributes and set it at once. I'm going to use the dictionary one. The attribute I'm going to set is for the highlight color. It is called the NS background color attribute length, and I will set it to NS color dot rect color. For the range, I'm going to provide the NS range with the glyph index here and a length of 1. And now run the application. I'll first type some text into it and then highlight over it. So as you can see, it is changing the attribute, the background color, into red when I move across the text content. However, what I expect is that it only highlights the current character instead of make a permanent change to the other characters. So basically what I missed is to reset the attribute for the other characters. I could do it at the start of this function by calling layout manager dot remove the temporary attribute. For the range here, I want to remove for the whole range of all the tests. So I'm going to say as full text range, which is a range of the text storage. It should start with index 0, and the length is the text storage dot length. And then now this is full text range. And run this again. So now if I highlight over it, it only highlights the particular character within the position of the character red to red color. So that's good for now. How about we move forward to highlight the current word and then the whole line of the mouse position. In fact, glyph is used by Layout Manager, and for a better practice, we should highlight the attributes based when we highlight the attributes with range, we should be better making use of the character index for the underlying text storage. One way to get the character index will be using layout manager dot character index for glyph at index. This is useful specifically when we have some of the characters being hidden or some other characters carrying more than for example, like one glyph carry more than one character. But in the current case, as we are just typing general characters, it appears to be the same. Alright, What's next? Next thing is to highlight the whole line of the current position. So I'm going to use another method for layout manager to get the rect of the whole line, and this can be done using line fragment rect for glyph at index. So of course here we are providing glyph index, and for the effective range, we shall provide the original range of the whole text, and then this method will be changing that value using a pointer, basically passed by reference, and constrain the bigger area into a smaller rect that contains the current line. Thus, I should first define a variable here, line glyph range, that contains the whole range originally, and then pass this as a pointer using an character here and the line glyph range. After this call, line glyph range will now be the rect of the current line, and then I can get the specific line range of the current line using layout manager dot character range for glyph range. The glyph range right now is line glyph range, and provide new here for the second parameter. Now we can set the attribute layout manager, add another temporary attributes, also background color attribute name, and I'm going to highlight the whole line using yellow color and provide line range here. So now basically when I move the mouse, it should be able to highlight the current character and then the whole line. Like this. But as you can see, seems like some problem exists. The red color for the character is not appearing. Why is it like that? So it is about the order of the attributes. Since I add red color first, and then add yellow color on a wider range, the yellow color actually covers the red color. So in order to show the red color, basically I need to rearrange the order. Show the yellow for a wider range first, and then show a red color for a smaller range. Now run this again. As you can see, it works now, and it works for the second line as well. This character here is the return line character /n, so it is one character, and then showing up like this, and the whole line will cover the return character as well. Now the last thing to do is for the current word. To get the word range, we can make use of a method from NSTextView selection range for proposed range. The proposed range is our current characters range, so it will be a new range with the character index and length of 1. Oh, sorry, it's length of 0. Actually, it works similarly, but we can take the current selected range, the current cursor without selection, as the first parameter proposed range here. And for the granularity, I want to get word, so we can make use of this select by word and get this word range. Again, I need to add this word range with the color in the correct order. So basically, it should be after the line and before the character setup. So I can do layout manager, add temporary attributes, and its background color attribute name, and I will use green color for this one, and set the wrap range here. Now we are finally done, and let's take a look on the result. With some content in it, and start highlighting it, it shows the current character as red color, the word for green color, and the whole line as yellow color. Okay, great. So this is the tutorial today for highlighting the content according to our setup with the character, word, and line range. And I will see you tomorrow for some other NSTextView methods.